Acustica released a new plugin. What a f***ing surprise. What's that been? 3 weeks?
Paul. Stop it.
Right, okay. So anyway, they released another rare vintage sampled plugin channel strip that includes a sampled STA level. Now, many of you will know that I have already put out a STA level comparison which featured the Arturia STA level and the TimP vari level. Both great sounding compressors which sound very different to one another. Ultimately, I preferred the TimP, and ever since I've been using it on what I would say, I don't know, maybe 80 to 90% of vocals in my mix sessions. This is a Produce Like a Pro mix session that is in the pre-mixing stage. Very early days and just mostly cleanup going on. Only one vocal for this track, so I need to ensure that I can level out the dynamics while still keeping it forward enough. I have a Sonable Smart Comp before them, doing some light 2-to-1 fastish compressing just so I can tame the main peaks before going into the STA level plugins. All three are set in single mode, which is the slowest attack, and I've got the recovery time set the same in all, which is near the middle, just slightly more on the faster side. High pass filter used in all three around the 100Hz mark, and I watch the meters closely for setting thresholds, but either way, the gain reduction is between 3 to 6 dB max in all three. Let's just get into it.
They'll never understand the way that you raise your hands. They'll never know just who you are. They'll never understand the way that you raise your hands. They'll never know just who you are. They'll never understand the way that you raise your hands. They'll never know just who you are. They'll never understand the way that you raise your hands. They'll never know just who you are. She said she's just finding out this life is full of fear and doubt. She said she's just finding out this life is full of fear and doubt. She said she's just finding out this life is full of fear and doubt. She said she's just finding out this life is full of fear and doubt. She said she's just finding out this life is full of fear and doubt. She said she's just finding out this life is full of fear and doubt. She said she's just finding out this life is full of fear and doubt. She said she's just finding out this life is full of fear and doubt. Don't stop, we're not giving up. Hold on, we gotta hold the run. It's only them or us. Don't stop, we're not giving up. Hold on, we gotta hold the run. It's only them or us. Go ahead and fall in love. Run with the wild ones. Go ahead and fall in love. Run with the wild ones. Go ahead and fall in love. Run with the wild ones. Go ahead and fall in love. Run with the wild ones. Go ahead and fall in love. Run with the wild ones. Go ahead and fall in love. Run with the wild ones. Go ahead and fall in love. Run with the wild ones.
Right, so there you go. Personally, I feel that the TimP gives me the vocal leveling that I so desire. It gives you that low weight, that gives the vocal that added bit of body, and especially in the parts where the singer is pushing harder, it keeps the vocal forward and maintains the energy, where I feel the other two kind of push the vocal back a bit, where you can hear the compression more. However, saying that, I do feel that the Arturia still runs a very good second to TimP for me. I do find that the Arturia has more of a glue thing than a forward thing, probably due to the amount of colour in it. I think this would work wonders on backing vocals, and it kind of reminds me almost like the Noise Ash Rule Tech of compressors. If you've watched a lot of my videos already, you'll know exactly kind of what I mean by that. However, when I reflect on the Acustica Smoke comp, it just doesn't really deliver anything for me, just for my taste. I always pick it last in the blind tests, as it feels a little sterile, and the compression doesn't really feel like it's leveling the vocal as it should to my ears. I had it in its default harmonic setting, as I did the TimP, which I presume to be the hardware, but as you can see when pushing it, you get more of a subtle lift in harmonics. So it's not really that much of a deal breaker. And that's not the only issue I have with this compressor. I don't know why, but Acustica decided that they wouldn't give you any way of reducing the output within the plugin itself. The only way to get compression out of the plugin is to raise the input, which increases the overall level of the plugin. So to properly gain stage, you would need to use a plugin after the compression to attenuate accordingly. Where Arturia have got this covered, as you can link the input and output, you can then separate them to get the output just right. In regards to CPU, Smoke hits between 17 and 23%, which is completely unnecessary compared to the 3% of Arturia, and get this. The 1 to 2% hit of TimP vari level via Meta plugin, which is hosting 3 different nebula libraries. I can't really explain why this is, but I'm not complaining. Many may listen to these examples and say, Paul,
I can't hear a difference at all.
well, if that's the case, buy the Arturia. There's no point sacrificing CPU if you can't hear any difference in quality. Oh my god, I have generally just fucking properly like choked up a lung trying to do this, like I'm dying. Right, either way, I hear what I hear, you hear what you hear, and that's the end of it, right? There are no right or wrong answers, and my opinions are just my opinions, and don't define any of these plugins. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Remember to like the video, as I've coughed up another lung, giving you a second video, and subscribe if you've not subscribed. Thanks for sticking with me, guys, and hopefully I'm a bit better next week.